10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Manchester
1,
United have
0.
reached the promised land.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Happy bank holiday for all of you lazy people who are still stuck in bed. Well, you're not lazy. You're just enjoying your line. How are you all doing? Sam here, United People's TV. For all of you that are here, of course, you're all subscribers, so you know that you're here. We're here to talk about what's happened at the weekend. We're here to talk about what's coming up this week. Erik Ten Hag week is what I'm anointing it. I might have had the wrong Dutch energy on the wall there for considering PSV won the cup final yesterday. But that cup final was considered by many to be the tipping point. Not the tipping point as to whether Ten Hag coming in relied on the result, but tipping point in terms of when the announcement can be made official. Everything has been building up towards that cup final. That cup final is now out of the way. Let's hope we can get that announcement officially made this week. What I'm going to do in this morning's live stream, we're going to run through that game between PSV and Ajax yesterday. If you didn't watch it, it was a madness, proper madness game. 2 goals. Ajax had 2 goals disallowed, hit the post. Crazy. We're going to run through all of that. We're going to run through Ten Hag's comments before the game and also Jerry Hamstra, who is Ajax's technical director. We're going to be speaking about Paul Mitchell this morning. We're going to be speaking about that protest that happened before and during the Norwich game, which was fantastic. Anybody who turned out for that, well done to you. I'm going to be speaking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Plenty to talk about. And of course, you can't not talk about the fact that we play Liverpool tomorrow. Kind of tried not to think about it too much, but well, we'll talk about it this morning. Let's see who's down here in the comments already. Good morning to you joining in. We've got M watching from Vietnam. Hello. What other members we've got down in the comments? We've got Sashi watching from Japan as always. James, good morning to you. Paula, United forever. Matthew Grant. Who else we got there? Plenty of you. Sorry for missing your name. I'm not being rude. Hopefully, the quality, you like the quality. I think I'm getting there with the quality now. I need to improve the lighting a little bit more and the colors of the camera, but we really are getting there. Sam Rawlinson and Chris Church, good morning to you both. But who watched that game yesterday between PSV and Ajax? Yesterday at 5 p.m, cup final. Ajax were heavy favourites. And I've not seen I'm not just saying this because, hopefully, touch wood, Erik Ten Hag's going to become Manchester United's next manager. But the intensity of the football that got played there was, I swear to God, if you took this United team and you put it into that cup final, they would have got absolutely steamrolled. PSV and Ajax were going at each other from the first whistle. The ref let a lot go. Ajax were a bit shaky in the first opening 10, 15 minutes. Then they took control. A wonderful goal from Ryan Gravenberch. It seemed like they were in cruise control when a second went in from Mazraoui. Lovely finish into the corner. But unfortunately, that was ruled out for offside. Then a second one was ruled out for offside. And then PSV, out of nowhere, but I'll show you the game here. I won't show you the game. I want to show you the highlights from the game. But look, this is what happened. As I said, Gravenberch there with a 1 to make it 1-0 in the 23rd minute. Then the second goal was ruled out for offside. And look at that. 2 goals straight at the start of the second half when PSV came out and Ajax weren't concentrating. Tell you what, that kind of sounds like something that Manchester United have done quite a lot this season. Individual mistakes. Poor for the players to not focus as soon as they came out for the second half. And then from that point onwards, PSV were in total, no, I wouldn't say total control, but if you watch the game, Ajax were playing with such an incredibly high line. Jurrien Timber, by the way, was a player I was probably impressed with the most. He's good. He's good. He's really good. High intensity. PSV won. Fair play to PSV. Ruud now goes in as the PSV manager next season as the current Dutch Cup holders. But what's going on with Erik Ten Hag? Eh? That's what we want to talk about this morning. For anybody who sort of watched it, were you disappointed with how Ajax played? Were you disappointed with? I was disappointed with the result. I wanted to see Ten Hag lifting that trophy, but it's what it is. Danny's saying good morning to you. How are you? And how was your weekend? Hey, weekend was nice. It was nice to see United win, although we still made it goddamn difficult for ourselves. I was watching it. I was like 2-0 up, and I was like, okay, I like it. Not going to get too excited because I know what this United team can do to me. Lo and behold, just a woeful bit of defending for that first goal. Fucking woeful. And then obviously Pukki got put through. Poor defending really again for the second goal. And you're like, really, we've really thrown away a 2-goal lead against bottom of the table Norwich at Old Trafford. That was embarrassing. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo came up. We're going to be speaking a little bit in depth about Cristiano Ronaldo as the stream goes on. So don't worry about that. Got Darren watching on Facebook from Naples. That's pretty cool. Ace, you're saying no. I think Ajax was controlled. PSV just hit them on the counter. I wouldn't say they hit them on the counter the entire game. When they went 2-1 up, PSV very much sat in a deep formation and they just hit on the counter. But with Ajax playing such a high line, it was kind of the right way to play. And they got in behind a couple of times. Was it Bruma? Had a couple of chances that he should have probably buried. Owen watching from Dunfermline. Look at that. Good morning to all of you. Hey, look. That result yesterday between, as I said, Ajax and PSV doesn't change anything in terms of whether Ten Hag's the right manager, XYZ. Footballing decisions are made on a far bigger scale than just on the back of one result. But it's definitely a bit of a disappointment for our Ajax fans. And I'll tell you what, it's something that I do feel for Ajax fans now. And I'll show you exactly why. Because look, this is the build-up to the game that happened. Gungshi, good morning to you in the comments, as always, my friend. But look, this was before the game. And this is Mike Vivide. So bear in mind, by the way, that Ajax banned English journalists from their press conferences and the whole of last week in the build-up to this cup final. Because of everything that's going on with Manchester United, they didn't really want too many distractions. And then Mike Vivide comes in with this question anyway from The Telegraph. He said, first of all, congratulations on your move to Manchester United. He's speaking about it in past tense now. As I said, this isn't just me jumping the gun. This isn't just me saying Ten Hag's done when it's not done. The most reliable journalist in Holland in the press conference before the cup final said, congratulations on your move to Manchester United. Not what can you say about the United links. It's the difference in semantics and language. It's changed. The Dutch journalists are even speaking as if it's done. But he said, can you explain why you were keeping quiet about this? Ten Hag's response, because I serve Ajax. We need to win the 2 remaining trophies. And he wasn't the only journalist to ask that question. He said, why are you so afraid of announcing your departure? I'm not afraid. I will repeat myself one more time. Do you have questions about the cup final or about Ajax? So in the build-up to the game, I'm not saying it was a mega distraction. I'm not going to say that that's the reason that Ajax lost the cup final. That's fucking stupid. To try and say that Man United and Ten Hag's future was the reason that all those players came out in that second half switched off. No, I do not think that's the case. But it's reached a point now where it suits everybody for the announcement to be made about Erik Ten Hag. Last week, it would have suited Manchester United, right? Get the Ten Hag deal done, get it announced, make it official. Great. Wouldn't really have suited Ajax for that to happen before the cup final. Now the cup final is done. It suits Ajax. And I think that AFC Ajax on Twitter, probably one of the biggest Ajax accounts, and he's just saying the exact same thing. He's saying, I would like for the club to announce Ten Hag's departure this week. What else does he say? We'd finally be released of all those questions from the media, and perhaps it brings back our form and focus. The way it is now isn't good for anyone. And neither does it help us in a title race. That's why I said I've got a bit of sympathy now. Not that I didn't have sympathy before, but, it's just what happens at Ajax, really. The players, if you saw my interview with Ajax, that was a really good interview. I enjoyed that on Friday. Sort of hearing it from an Ajax fan's point of view. Yeah, they're used to their best players coming through from their academy, having a few years of enjoying them, and then being moved on. And Gravenberch and Mazraoui will be 2 players who leave this summer, both going to Bayern Munich. What will go on with Anthony, no one really knows. But the idea that they might lose Anthony, Gravenberch, maybe Timber, maybe Mazraoui, that's harsh. That's 4 out of their starting 11. But I think it suits everybody now to get this official announcement done. We're hearing reports from Daily Mail, from everybody, that the announcement will be happening. I'm going to be extremely surprised if it doesn't happen by Friday. I mean, seriously, I'm calling this Ten Hag week. Going to be here every single day, every single morning, shaking our hands, hopefully seeing it happening. But it'll be nice if United could get the announcement done before we get absolutely steamrolled by Liverpool, because then we can have a little bit of positivity. Now, I'm going to be speaking about the Liverpool game in a bit. As I said, this sort of crept up on us. We've got Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal in the space of 9 days now. That'll be fun to watch. Not. But yeah. What's your opinion on the Ten Hag situation? when do you think it suits Ajax for it to be announced? Because I'm sure there will be some, maybe United fans or some Ajax fans who feel, no, man, keep it under wraps until the season's done. Because there's still 5 games left in the Eredivisie. Ajax 4 points ahead of PSV, but as we saw yesterday, anything can really happen. I just think when you've got, as I said, when you've got the most reliable journalist in Holland, the person who's considered your tier 1 out in Holland, Mike Ravage from the Telegraph, asking, or actually saying congratulations on your move to Manchester United. Not just asking him what's going on. Not saying, what can you comment on the rumours anymore? It's congratulations. So therefore, it's the worst kept secret in football. If that verbal agreement is agreed, which it is, and that's what David Ornstein reported last week, then all we need is pen to paper. Right? Pen to paper. Dan, you're right there. And I've already spoken to Stan Chow. Stan Chow, the artist who makes all of these fantastic photos. You're damn right I'm going to get a 10 HAG one on the wall there. Woohoo! Might we get a little Dutch shirt there? I don't know. I'll get all the energy coming here. But yeah, I enjoyed that game between PSV and Ajax. It was unfortunate for Ajax. They came on the wrong side of it. On another day, they probably would have got a little bit less unlucky, really. 2 goals ruled out for offside, just offside. Penalty shout turned down. I'll be honest, it really did look like a penalty on Tadic in the first half. PSV then just sat there and defended resolutely, and it worked. Great atmosphere, though. Great football. I enjoyed it. Matt, you're saying, Sam, I think it would be good to announce it so we all know where we stand. But on the other hand, it could be a distraction to both teams. I don't think it's a distraction. I don't think Manchester United really are involved in this conversation. I mean, of course we're involved in the conversation. But I don't think it distracts us either way. We've got an interim manager who's leaving at the end of the year. That's done and dusted. I don't really think whether we announce it affects Manchester United's players per se. It's more likely to have an effect on the Ajax players. And Matry with a good, fair enough comment here. Imagine if he loses a title as well. That would be funny and sad at the same time. I hope that he doesn't. I hope that Ajax don't. Ajax, definitely, they've played some fantastic football this season. They really have. Went unbeaten. Didn't they concede like 2 goals in the Champions League group stage? Won all 6 games, I think. Absolutely phenomenal. Obviously got knocked out by Benfica and Darwin Núñez, who last night got a cracking goal. You see Darwin Núñez's goal? I think it was Vertonghen from left back. Proper 70-yard pass. Núñez, little dink, little nod on to beat one defender and little lift over the keeper with a deft touch. Great goal and got the assist for the second one as well. Fair play. Good goals from him. Obviously, we'll be speaking about him and no doubt he's going to be linked with us. Or you're down in the comments here, you're saying the right thing. You're saying announce it ASAP will benefit both teams. It's the worst kept secret. Ajax away kit with a 10 HAG on. Ooh, that'd be a nice idea, says Paul. Maybe I have to maybe I'll get that. I love that Ajax the Bob Marley kit. It's got to be one of the most beautiful kits that has ever been made. I think UEFA banned it because it was some sort. They're saying that it was a political symbol. Just sod knows. They just don't like good kits. Alex, orthopedic doctor. Sam, you're the best. Thanks so much for the info. Look, I always enjoy these streams. I'm really, really happy with what I consider a massive improvement in the quality of the camera in the stream. The lighting, I'm still working on, as I said, so apologies about that. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like what I do I want to be proud of everything that I do. So I put a lot of time and work into it. And as I say, everything you put into the channel, I do put back into making it bigger and better. So make sure you drop a like on the video and thank you very much for joining in. So you're back here. Come on, we're trying to enjoy our week here. United will lose 5-0 tomorrow and announce Erik Ten Hag the next morning. What the reverse PR? Hey, I can't rule it out. I hope you're wrong, but I can't rule it out. I'm crapping myself about that game tomorrow. Really, really crapping myself. I don't really want to think about it. I really don't. Like when United are in good form, Anfield's a horrible place to be. But the fact that Man United are playing like we're playing at the moment, where the players are like, yeah, well, another game of football. Oh, that gets in the way of me sitting down. And Liverpool are in an absolutely juggernaut title race against Man City. Their energy and their intensity in that game. The first 20 minutes at Anfield is always a case of don't concede. It's a bit cliche, but that's kind of how a lot of teams play away from home. Certainly in this game against Liverpool at Anfield, that's what it will be. 20 minutes where just please don't concede. Don't concede an early goal. Don't let that Anfield crowd get behind the team, because if they do that, these players will wilt like spinach in the sun. Does spinach wilt in the sun? Wilts in a hot pan. Either way, an early goal at Anfield, and oh my God, that is going to be absolutely grim. Paula there, hit the like button. 1,200 watching, less than 60 likes. Less than 60. Come on, people, you're feeling very stingy. Maybe everyone's hungover because it's bank holiday morning. Adia, you're saying, I think the Ajax technical director may have announced a deal. Yeah, I'm going to go on to that quote next. So Jerry Hamstra, as I said, was asked about Ten Hag before the game, and this is what he said. He said, why didn't you try to keep Ten Hag? I can be very clear about this. We did everything to. Oh, no, one sec. We are trying everything to keep him. You offered him a new contract? Yes. We tried everything. When? Recently. So this is Jerry Hamstra speaking to Dutch television before the game between Ajax and PSV, saying, look, we've tried everything, man. We gave him a new contract offer. We tried everything within our power. But I said this a while ago now. The Ten Hag and Ajax journey, it feels like it's not coming to an unnatural conclusion. Having been there for 2017, I think he went there 5 years, 2 rebuilds, hopefully 3 titles, 2 doubles. He's done everything pretty much that he can do within that Ajax system. There's not going to all of a sudden be 100 million that he's given to spend on new signings. He's already got loads of great players that come through the academy. That won't change things. I don't think they're going to be getting towards a Champions League semi-final anytime soon. So that journey's done. And that's why this situation really isn't helping anybody. There's no winner now in not announcing Ten Hag. And I mean no winner. Ten Hag doesn't win in that situation. He wants to get it official so he can start. You just move on. Let's just focus on the football. The Ajax players don't benefit because obviously all this noise around Ten Hag. They just want to focus on the football. Ajax as a club don't benefit. Ajax fans don't benefit. United aren't benefiting. We want to get it done and over the line so we can start planning for the future. Us fans don't There's no winner here in the Ten Hag deal not being announced as soon as possible. The cup final's done. I hope it's going to happen today. Why not? Why not? I think maybe it could have been delayed a little bit more if Ajax won because everyone's hungover, having a great time celebrating it, but it's not. Just get it done, eh? Just get it done. B-Rangy, you're saying Glazers are dithering still. I don't think it's anything to do with Glazers dithering. It's nobody's dithering. It's about respect and it's about timing. That's all it is. The deal's already agreed. It's just getting the pen to paper and having the official announcement. That's it, right? That's all we need to see. But look, that's what I think about the situation. As always, you will let me know in the comments below. Make sure you drop a like on the video. And if you're new, welcome to United People's TV. I'm here every single Monday to Friday, even bank holidays. Live at 9:30 in the morning. And also I have another video going out this afternoon. Not quite sure what the video is going to be on today, but I'll decide after this one. But look, there's someone else I want to speak about. And you know I've been speaking about him quite a lot. And that's Paul Mitchell. Current sporting director at Monaco, former head of recruitment at Spurs and Southampton. And I think he was in head of recruitment as well at Leipzig too. I'm not sure what his position was at Leipzig. Anyway, we talk about this big restructure at Manchester United. We talk about getting the best in class, getting the right people in, footballing structure X, Y, Z. Paul Mitchell could be a massive missing link. This morning, this is from David Ornstein. And this is about Chelsea's empty technical director role. He said, if the vacancy needs to be filled, several names are sure to enter the picture, and The Athletic has established that a name figuring prominently in the preliminary conversations is, you guessed it, Paul Mitchell. And we go down here and we read this, right? So Paul Mitchell, as I said, is somebody, there he is there, good old Paul Mitchell. He's been involved in some fantastic signings for a lot of clubs. He's been a success pretty much wherever he's gone. And this is the snippet here at the bottom from David Ornstein on Paul Mitchell saying United's interim manager, Ralph Rangnick, knows Mitchell well from their period together at Red Bull and has endorsed him to the Old Trafford hierarchy if they seek to enhance their existing structure. And we absolutely need to enhance our existing structure. That is an absolute given. And that man right there could be transformative, I think. You've got John Murtough. He's somebody who, as I said, we can all make assumptions about how good or bad John Murtough is, but if we're going to get Ralph Rangnick, and we did get Ralph Rangnick in, and I think that was a smart decision at the right time, that was led by him. We're going to get Ten Hag in, and that was a smart decision led by him. So the two huge decisions that he's made, in my opinion, that he's made correct on both occasions. Now, this idea now that we might just... Now, one thing I would put up, to put a little handbrake on this, it was, I think it was about a month or 2 months ago, when reports came out from L'Equipe in France that Monaco were going to sack their manager, sack the director, sack everyone, because they're like 7th in the French league, knocked out the Europa League. What the Europa League they're in? Anyway, not in Europe anymore. Things are all going wrong. Sack everyone, we'll start again. A little bit of handbrake's been put on that maybe Paul Mitchell might not actually be leaving Monaco. And if Paul Mitchell's not leaving Monaco, then Paul Mitchell is not leaving Monaco. And it's not really a conversation to have. But if Paul Mitchell is leaving Monaco and he goes Chelsea, and Manchester United don't do anything, foolish. Utterly, utterly foolish. Now, my gut feeling is telling me that position at Chelsea would be far more appealing to Paul Mitchell than it would be at Manchester United. Because at Manchester United, we've got a football director already in John Murtough. He's not getting sacked anytime soon. What we are looking to bring in is a deputy. So it's going to be somebody that works underneath John Murtough. And for a man of Paul Mitchell's experience, kind of a bit rude to ask him to do that, especially if the idea that he could be complete technical director at Chelsea. So I think that might go against Manchester United. That's what my gut is telling me. If I'm Paul Mitchell, I'm looking at both options. As I said, I can just be the technical director under new ownership at Chelsea, who are likely to invest in players because they're new owners, or I can go and be the understudy to John Murtough, who doesn't really have that much experience in the job, and I'd effectively be teaching him. Do I want to do that? Don't know. You let me know what you think about that in the comments, but that's what strikes me. If Paul Mitchell doesn't come to Manchester United and does go to Chelsea, hypothetically, I think that's probably going to be the reason why. All you're down in the comments there saying it'll probably be an insult to Paul Mitchell. Yeah, I think he probably would be. As I said, he's full-on sporting director at Monaco, controlling every aspect of that, and everyone works under him. He was head of recruitment at, I believe, Leipzig, and I know it was Spurs and Southampton. So to all of a sudden be deputy to a man who he has significantly more experience than, I'm not sure he's going to be too happy about that. Not the idea of it. So I would love him to come in. I've gone on record and said this so many times. He could be the man that really changes our recruitment department. But I don't know whether he will. All right? I don't know whether he will. Adrian is saying, Sam, did you hear Ralph Rangnick talking about Liverpool, saying there's 6 of 7 of those players that have come through his previous clubs? I thought it was interesting. I'm starting to hear and see Ralph Rangnick sort of give some shade, some sly fuck yous, and I quite like it. He's doing it about Manchester United's defence. I'm going to be speaking about that next. He's done it there when talking about how good Liverpool's recruitment has been. He goes, well, funny enough, I knew 6 or 7 of those players. I know that there are so many United fans just get caught up in the 90 minutes. And therefore, Ralph Rangnick is a terrible appointment, worst appointment ever. It's not, man. It's not. As I said, he wasn't brought in to be an interim manager. The reason he accepted that role at Manchester United had nothing to do with being the manager. He was like, right, okay, I'll do this 6 months as manager before I go in and do the 2-year consultancy role that I want to do. This whole being a manager is inconvenient for Ralph Rangnick, if anything. It's not what he's got experience in recently. So lo and behold, it's not working. And I'll be honest, man, come on. You really think that Conte would have come in and done an incredible job, and all these players who don't like hard work would have been so different under Conte? I think you're kidding yourselves. I genuinely think you're kidding yourselves. It would have been an absolute shit show. It really would have been. It's bad enough under Ralph Rangnick, who's a man who blends the intelligence with, I imagine he commands respect, but he loses a lot of that because he's got the word interim manager. Look in the back of the match day program. It doesn't say Ralph Rangnick manager, Ralph Rangnick interim manager. And that undermines his position. But you're mad. You're absolutely mad if you think that Conte would have transformed, and it wouldn't have been good for United's long term. Might have been better. We might have finished 4th this season. Yay! Doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Not in terms of United's long term, where I want United to be from where we are now. I think Ralph Rangnick has a more significant impact in that than someone like Conte does. Gungshi, Maguire versus Salah and Mane. Somehow, I find it hard to be optimistic. Think maybe I'll put a bet on Slabby to scorpion kick David De Gea in the nuts or score a brace of Odegaard and Solskjaer. Only Cristiano Ronaldo can save us. Jeez. I have no idea how he managed to do that and boot Pogba in the head. He's booted Pogba in the head. He's headbutted Ronaldo. And he's calling his own players out for being offside. It is what it is. Mane, Firmino, Keita, and Konate, apparently, for the players that he's linked with. Fat Boy Conte is a world-class manager. I don't care. I don't care about Conte's managerial credentials. I swear to God. That's why I didn't want him anywhere near United, because I'm looking at this as a long-term thing. Short-term pain for long-term gain, all that stuff. But Randy was the right appointment, man. That's what I think anyway. James, Man United have a chance to draw if our pseudo-captain man marks any Liverpool player and other players play more physical. Look, if we're talking about... I'll speak about it now before I quickly move on. I was going to speak about this after, but let's speak about it now, because everyone's mentioning the Liverpool game in the comments, and I can't ignore. Mate, we play Liverpool tomorrow at Anfield. It's always the game that you look for. First, as soon as the fixtures come out, your fingers going through. Well, when are we playing Liverpool? We're playing Liverpool in November. Oh, winter, blah, blah. We're playing Liverpool at a really, really bad time for us. They've just got through to the FA Cup final, a great game against City. They drew away at City. They've had 2 pretty decent results against City. City players are dropping with injuries. Liverpool and City, I mean, it genuinely makes me sick thinking about it. Both of them on for the treble this year. Actually, no, not the treble, because City are out of the FA Cup final, but Liverpool certainly are playing Chelsea. Oh, come on, Chelsea. Please just fucking do it. We're playing them at a bad time, man. A bad time. Our attitudes are all wrong. Everything's just wrong. But Cristiano Ronaldo. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo. And I know that you talk about so often this season, this idea that Cristiano Ronaldo is the problem. He's not the problem, man. Cristiano Ronaldo is far, far, far from being the problem. Are there difficulties with having him in the team? Yes. And both of those can and are correct at the same time to say. There are difficulties that come with playing Ronaldo in the system. He's not that sprightly 23-year-old who's got the huge intensities. He's fucking 37, man. But he's the greatest goal scorer of all time. You give him opportunities, he's going to score. He'll put himself in the right position. His finishing is lethal. He's even scoring free kicks again. But Ronaldo's... That's what I mean. Look, there's a conversation to be had about Ronaldo and Erik ten Hag and tactics, and we'll do all that. But there are so many more problems at Manchester United ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo and NRG down here. Maguire he's not the problem. He's a problem for sure. Divyansh, you're saying, do you think I see that, Div, by the way. Do you think Ten Hag will build a team around Ronaldo, or will he look for a replacement in Nunes? I think first year he's going to have... I don't think he's going to try and build a team around Ronaldo, but he will build a team to maximize the possibility of having quite literally the greatest goal scorer football has ever seen in his team. I don't think he's going to be upset about that. I think he'll very much gear his football towards it. He'll say Ronaldo, because this is something that Ronaldo's done, right? Because he's not been told otherwise. Man United don't dominate the possession. Man United don't dominate the football. Ten Hag's teams do. So that's going to be a significant difference. So because Ronaldo doesn't get enough opportunities, he gets frustrated. He drops deep. But give me the ball. Let me do it. He comes to the build-up. He tries to make it happen. And then all of a sudden, we don't have a number 9 anymore because he's more towards the halfway line. That will change under Erik ten Hag. He'll coach and say, look, just please trust me. You stay in and around the 18-yard box. If Ronaldo was a City player this year, he'd probably have like 25 league goals because City dominate the ball. They create so many opportunities. Ronaldo wouldn't have to do a thing. All he'd need to do is goal hang because he'd get constant goals. Same with Liverpool. That's what he wanted at United, but not capable of doing. But Ronaldo, man, I mean, what more do you need to say about Ronaldo? What more do you need to say? Look at it. I watched this video. I'm sure you've seen this video. This was Ronaldo before the game in the tunnel, and it's just it's just a show of his mentality and that the players are looking up to him. He's there geeing up everybody, going down the front. Maguire's body language is quite interesting. I think Maguire even needs to be G'd up by Ronaldo. But that's kind of what you expect your captain to do, going over there, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. And the reason it's so impressive is not just because he does that. It's because he goes and scores a hat-trick after doing that. Ronaldo just delivers and delivers and delivers. Yeah, there are frustrating games, but I think more of those frustrating games are to do with United's overall crap performances rather than Ronaldo. And look, we hadn't scored. A Manchester United number 7 hadn't scored 20 goals in a season since Ronaldo left. Ronaldo literally came back to the club and broke his own curse. You can laugh about it, which I'm trying to. You can also cry about it because it's fucking embarrassing. A number 7 list that includes Antonio Valencia, Angel Di Maria, Memphis Depay, Michael Owen. It's just been a long list of crap, isn't it? Ten Hag is not going to be upset at having to manage Cristiano Ronaldo. I think Ten Hag's going to be absolutely delighted to manage Cristiano Ronaldo. And as I said, right, Ronaldo at Madrid, Ronaldo at Juventus, 2 teams who dominated possession, who dominated the football. Go look at Ronaldo's average position. I don't need to pull the stats up because I know it. Go look at Ronaldo's average position for Madrid and Juventus and compare it to United, and it'll be all over the shop by comparison. In those clubs, he was able to stay in and around the box, simply goal hang, because that's what he did. When he left Manchester United, he was this exciting, ferociously quick, so talented, but he loved to operate from the wings, cut inside. No one could stop him. Ronaldo running at you, with defenders crapping themselves. At Real Madrid, he crafted himself and said, okay, I can do that, but you know how I'm going to score more? Be in and around the box. So he molded himself and became this centre forward. He left Manchester United as a number 7 and he became a number 9 at Real Madrid. That's the Ronaldo that came back to us. But all of a sudden, he's playing more like the number 7 because we don't have the wingers who are creating enough. We don't have people swinging the ball in the box enough. We don't have midfielders winning the ball back enough. So Ronaldo's trying to do it all. And he's still doing it better than most people. Hey, seriously, man. Ronaldo's not the problem. Div, I think it's quite ridiculous to say anything against Ronaldo. He'll be unstoppable with a constant supply of the ball inside the box. Look, it's just what happens at United, man. With the frustrations, everybody needs someone to point to. And then Ronaldo, because he is 37, because he doesn't press. But he's 37. That's just not the way it works. And Carwin, I completely disagree with this. You can't goal hang. Yes, you can goal hang in today's game. You just need to have possession that's dominated. And you need to have... He's still got... Ronaldo's still... You talk about his pace and what he's lost. Ronaldo's still got excellent acceleration over a 20-yard period, 20, 30-yard period. If we play in football and he can just sit on the halfway line and the possession breaks, he can still run in behind. As long as you're playing against a team that's got a higher line. I just don't see how Ronaldo is the problem. As I said, it's a tactical concern. What United are going to be like moving forward? Ronaldo won't be part of United in 3 years' time, I don't think. I think he's going to be here next season. And depending on what happens, maybe he'll stay for one more. But shit, he's getting towards 40. 40. Only goalkeepers play to that age. And Ronaldo. I'm okay with Ronaldo staying and helping us move forward, but I'm also okay if Ten Hag wants to move him on for someone else. We have to trust the process. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to be upset if Ronaldo leaves. I mean, a part of me is. That's a complete lie. Part of me, of course, will be. And that a part of every single one of you, no matter whether you think Ronaldo's part of the long-term future, part of every single United fan will go, I don't want Ronaldo to leave, man. It's the same reason, same part of you that was dead excited when Ronaldo was announced. Even if part of you was going, is he really the right person to bring in right now? Is he really going to make all the difference? Probably not. Ivan Toney better stats than Kane, says Jonathan. You know, holds the line brilliantly and he's like Haller in the current Ajax team. May laugh because not Galactico, but could do much worse than him. Jonathan, man, I want to move away from these Galactico signings. I think it's a thing that's stained and hurt United for so long. I remember it, and you'll remember it too, if you're being completely honest with yourself. So many United fans, as soon as we were linked to Sadio Mane, under Louis van Gaal when he was at Southampton, we were like, Sadio Mane, really? What's gone on since then? I don't need to tell you. But yeah, there was a massive amount. I think there's always been a massive amount of, not always, but there has been a big bit of arrogance from United in terms of who we go after in the market. It has to be. And that came from Ed Woodward. That came from the recruitment strategy. Only the big names are good for Manchester United. It's not the case. It's not the case. Our best signings have always been identifying top talents and turning them into superstars at the club. They've always been our best signings. Honestly, you can probably count on one hand the amount of top-level signings that we've brought in, a player who's elite and established as world-class already, that has gone on to like take it upwards at United. Robin van Persie is going to be your biggest and best example recently. Maybe not recently, but definitely not recently. That was 2013. Who am I kidding? But if you're looking at Rooney, when we signed him, of course he was a talent, but he was a teenager. And he became a world-class star at Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo was a talent, and we grew that talent at the club. Nemanja Vidic, Patrice Evra. I mean, the list goes on. The list really does go on. That's what Manchester United are good at. We've lost that. You're talking about the United identity. That's a significant part of it. We're not Real Madrid. We're not that Galactico team that can go out and sign Luis Figo, Raul, David Beckham, Ronaldo, Zidane, and just go and build a team around it, and it works. It just won't work. It hasn't worked at United, and it won't work at United. All right? Simple as that. It's all about buying potential, and that's how you build a sustainable football club. You buy potential, and that's why you pay scouts. As I said, Man United under Ed Woodward may as well have sacked the entire scouting department, because all he did was go in there, like going in Football Manager when you've got like an unlimited budget, set in search for strikers, set in search by price, and just choosing the top 4 names for every position. That's all Man United did under Ed Woodward. That needs to change. That needs to change significantly. But the idea, as I said, the idea that this man is the problem at Manchester United, no, he's not the problem. I think he's going to have an absolutely frustrating game tomorrow night against Liverpool at Anfield, man. I don't see how it's anything apart from horrible to watch as a United fan. I just don't see how. What's your let me pull up let's get this up here. Man United against Liverpool. Let's have a little preview for the game, because I'm not going to be doing a starting 11 video. You'll notice, I think I've said this before, I didn't do one for the Norwich game. I felt that Manchester United, that there's more important conversations to be having about Manchester United right now than the football. But I tell you what, we're somehow in a top 4 race. Thank you, Arsenal, for being Arsenal. Thank you, Brighton, for winning away at Spurs. Didn't expect that one. But because they're not capitalising on the mistakes, and United and Ronaldo got those 3 points against Norwich, we are still somehow in a top 4 race. But now we've got Liverpool and then Arsenal away and then Chelsea. Next 3 games, we could very much be out of this top 4 race. And I just don't know how I can't see anything apart from an absolute mauling tomorrow. A mauling. You let me know what your predictions are in the comments, but I'm scared. I'm scared. I wish I could laugh and say I'm only joking. I'm not scared. I'm not terrified. This game, I don't really. Oh my God, it's just going to be horrendous, isn't it? Seriously. Obviously they beat us 5-0 at Old Trafford, and obviously that was, for me, that was when I remember the reaction. My reaction after was that was when I publicly for the first time said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to be sacked as Manchester United manager. I only could double down on that after the game against City, and ultimately he was sacked after Watford. I'm not saying Ragnick's going to get sacked, but that's the last time we played Liverpool. 5-0. One of Old Trafford's darkest games to be there as a fan. But Liverpool at Anfield, when they are, as I said, going toe-to-toe with City for that Premier League title, United down there is a 13% chance of winning. I think that's very, very, I don't know. I'd love to know 13% of United fans I think we're going to win. Or, Sam, if Mitchell comes in, I can see we'll buy better and we should sell better too. We've been shocking in outgoings too for a long time. Absolutely. Or the reason we've been absolutely shocking as far as outgoings has been because simply we've given contracts out that are far too inflated, far too big. And then by the point that we try and sell players, they've got this heightened sense of self-importance because their wages so high that they just turn down offers from other clubs. Go, I'm better than that. I'm just going to stay here and earn my money at United. And then we can't get rid of them. That will change this summer with Phil Jones because hopefully Phil Jones continues to stay uninjured. He'll go and get a decent move. I reckon Phil Jones will stay in the Premier League and I think he'll do well. And good luck to him, man. Just don't want it at United anymore. Waste of money. Jesse Lingard, huge wages for the importance of player he is. There's so many. There are so many at United. I don't know. So I'm just reading the comments here about the Liverpool game and I'm just starting to give me heart palpitations. I can honestly see our worst ever Premier League defeat. Who's going to be in our midfield? I mean, yeah, that's a conversation, Jonathan. Who the hell is going to play in midfield? Maybe I will. Look, maybe I've been unfair by ignoring the starting. I'll do a starting 11 video for this game against Liverpool tomorrow. Because it's Liverpool, man. You can't ignore it. And I'm not going to apologise for not doing one for the Norwich game. That's how disconnected from the game I thought. But considering circumstances have changed after this weekend, I did not expect Spurs to be losing to Brighton. I did not expect Arsenal to be losing their third game in a row. Because United's rivals have their asses have fallen out. It's given us an opportunity. I personally think this opportunity is going to be gone as soon as it came because we're playing Liverpool. The absolute best result we can hope for is a draw. But there's no way that Liverpool let that happen. Not this Liverpool side. It hurts me to say. I wish I didn't have to speak about Liverpool with such compliments. I'd rather they be shit again with Voronin, with Stuart Downing, with Skirtle, with Andy Carroll. I much preferred that Liverpool team. Instead, their club has switched up. Their club's got it right. And now they're reaping the rewards. But yeah, I personally can't see anything more than mauling. But who knows? Who knows? But look, because look, let's go down here and look at this top four. Isn't this top four madness? United there, 3 points off Spurs. Same games played. 3 points, equals points with Arsenal who have a game in hand. But look at that form. We were. Absolutely horrendous. I think it will probably be gone by the time we play. If we get absolutely mauled here by Liverpool, which we probably will, and Arsenal win, and they got a game in hand on us, could be goodbye already. But then we play Arsenal at the weekend, and we're far more likely to get a result there. I don't know. Type in your predictions in the comments. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? United against Liverpool. You can't ignore it. All of us want to talk about Erik ten Hag coming in, and fingers crossed we will be later on at some point this week. But I personally, I do think that Spurs are going to get that fourth place, and maybe this whole conversation between United and Arsenal is a little bit different. But Spurs showed their soft underbelly by losing at home to Brighton. It's a game they probably should have won. No, they definitely should have won. But I'm going to go down here. I'm going to read a few of your predictions out. My prediction's a loss. There's no, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. It's just that's called a reality, an absolute reality prediction. United, I wonder what the odds are in United for this game. I bet the odds are absolutely horrendous. Paulie, you're saying 3-0 if we're lucky. Ooh. A loss, says Robbie. Don't matter the scoreline. You're going for a repeat of the 5-0. United 3-2, says Pixie Dust. Can I have some of that Pixie Dust? Because I want to feel like you feel. 2-1 United. Can I have some of that drink as well, my friend? Stephen, you're saying 5-0, 3-0, 3-1 to Liverpool. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. Someone's saying 10-0 record beaten. No, it's not happening. But we literally played Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba in midfield. And then Paul Pogba was on the back end of fuck-off chants from United fans and started cupping his ears. Which he had every right to do, by the way. A little quick comment on that. You would have seen my reaction video on the Paul Pogba situation. If you're going to start chanting fuck off to a player and then get pissed off when he does that, come on, mate. He has every right. He had every right to just do this and do whatever he wanted to do after United fans, Definitely wasn't United players. That would have been harsh. After United fans subjected him to those chants. In that video, I explained the whole situation. I really don't want to get into it too much, but anybody who's trying to be offended by Paul Pogba cupping his ear, don't swear at the bloke. Every right to do that, man. Every single right to do that. I actually think well done to Pogba for doing that. I'm not really going to say that too often. I just think it's Sunday league to boo players. It's just a bit weird. Just standing there as an adult, just shouting boo, boo. It's just, I don't know. It's just a bit weird in my opinion. But look, we keep talking about the midfield problems that we've got for the Liverpool game. I don't think the midfield is probably going to be the biggest issue. Actually, no, probably will be. But look, Simon Stone here. Comments from Ragnick. The reason the club contacted me in November was the fact that we conceded too many goals easily. We reduced the number of goals conceded, but the way we defend is still not standard we need in order to be a top 4 club. And it's not. And Ralph's completely and utterly spot on. It's embarrassing. That first goal we conceded against Norwich, man. Maguire getting dragged out of position a little bit. Maybe he needed to cover the runner. You can probably argue to and fro on that. No one really covering. Who cares who was it scored the goal at the back post? Free header in the box. Everybody getting dragged out of position. United's positioning defensively is just when one player moves, everyone's just like runs after it like honeypot football. This Liverpool team is full of such dynamic players in like Luis Diaz, Mane, who's refound his form, Salah, who will probably find his form again against United. Of course he will. They're going to tear us apart in terms of positionally. They're going to drag us out of position, and they've got the energy and the intensity to go and use that gap and exploit it. I fear for United everywhere on the pitch. We're basically begging for penalties. We're begging for Ronaldo to get some penalties. Although we did score a corner. That was a weird one. Although Konate has scored what? Hasn't he scored like 2 or 3 headers from corners in the last few games? But yeah, our defending is a joke. Our defending is completely and utterly a joke. Harry Maguire obviously will probably start this game. Erik Bailly is another player. All we were just talking about there in the comments, talking about players on inflated contracts, he was given a contract extension and then just dusted off. All started with that game away at Leicester. Remember when Harry Maguire was 50% fit, Solskjaer decided to start him anyway. Harry Maguire had fought for like basically all 4 goals, I think it was. Or at least not all 4, all of them, you know what I mean? But he was involved in them. Of course he was part of the defence. Erik Bailly wasn't part there. Bailly's just been sitting on the bench collecting dust. He wants to leave the club now. But we might struggle to get a buyer because we've got him on an inflated contract. Just Manchester United switch to this policy and mentality from a transfer perspective of we need to make sure that we keep these players on. Probably the Pogba situation caused this. And he's about to leave for free for a second time. That's a hilarious part of that. Man United just decided just to give all these bumper contracts out to players because the idea was that it protected the value of the asset. Oh, we don't want to lose players for free anymore. Let's make sure that we keep all the players on contracts because then we won't lose anybody for free. Yeah, you won't lose anybody for free, but you won't be able to sell them either. We're still suffering from that mentality and that strategy. That's why someone like Paul Mitchell can come in not only just to help with the recruitment, it's internal strategy as well. Recruitment, player management is all about, from a coaching perspective, you need someone like Erik Ten Hag, great coach. But we need to be better at not only recruiting, but management of that squad and not just about coaching perspective. I mean, contract perspective. I mean, terms of how they operate as a club, internally and externally. All of that needs to be improved and changed. I think so anyway. Sigmund, you're watching on a flight home from Vienna. Oh, you're watching it on a flight home from Vienna. Just go to sleep, mate. I'm sure there's going to be some lovely Hollywood films on there. Enjoy your flight. Probably a car or two. Actually see the team playing with passion on Tuesday. Hopefully see a lot of dark arts. United aren't that smart. We don't know what the dark arts are. We think the dark arts are something that are taught by Snape. Yes, Harry Potter reference. Look at that. But I'm sure United can surprise me. And I'd be more than buzzing to come here Tuesday night with a match reaction after United have somehow got a result at Anfield, put a thorn in Liverpool's title chase. I would love that. More than anything, I would love that. But my spidey senses are telling me that is not going to be the case. And I'll be very surprised if I am wrong. That's what I think anyway. I'm going to head down here. I'm going to read a few of your comments out, as I always do. Like, as I said, if you are new, welcome to United People's TV. It's nice to see you all joining in here. Hopefully you input. The quality's definitely gone up. I'm very happy about this. And new internet's coming in 2 days. Boop, boop. Even better. But yeah, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe to United People's TV. If you want to get involved, fire in your comments on YouTube and Facebook. I read them. I read as many as I can out without getting too distracted. And if you'd like to support the channel, drop a like on the video, subscribe, and become a member if you want. There's a little link in the description on YouTube and in the description on Facebook too. It's your way of supporting the channel. It's only the cost of a pint, but it does help. As I said, everything gets invested back into the channel. New camera, new lighting, new light. Look at that. Lighting back there. Lighting on. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I've changed away from the red. Normally, I had my red lights on there. I'm making it a little bit more subtle. It's all improvements, all improvements. David, you're saying, Sam, are you worried about Varane's injury issues? My guess is he doesn't want to tarnish his reputation by playing alongside Maguire. No, I don't think Varane's sitting there on purpose. He wants to play football. But yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. I'll be honest. Varane is just levels above any defender we have, but he's looking more like Sergio Ramos than anything else right now in terms of the injuries. He's just not. There's a reason. Let's be completely honest and truthful with this, even if we told ourselves otherwise. When players leave Real Madrid or players leave Bayern Munich, it's because the club is happy for them to leave. It's because the club goes, you know what? We can move on without this player. They never really let players leave at the peak of their powers. It's just not really what those clubs do. I'm sure you can pull up some examples of it happening. I'm sure there will be examples. But when Varane left, we all had those slight concerns about his injury. It's come to fruition. And maybe it's just Manchester United. Remember there was a good few years we went through. It was just like injuries were, oh my God, the injuries were horrendous. It seemed like we got on top of it a little bit, but clearly not if you ask Edinson Cavani or Rafael Varane. Definitely one of the weirdest comments I've had on YouTube. Sam, you're going to wear makeup with the new lighting? I don't think I will. I know that the thing that's annoying me about the camera so far, I'll tell you, it's just not vivid enough. I've just got to tweak a few more settings just to bring the colors, make them pop a little bit more. But other than that, we're getting there. Look at that, Aussie. Thank you very much for the compliment. I don't really respond to compliments. That was a nice one. Definitely my favorite YouTuber. No, I'm definitely the third best, as I'm known in the friendships. I hate that word, YouTuber. But I suppose I'm a YouTuber. Hey, look, something I want to say, I want to show you quickly before we move on. I'm sure some of you would have watched it at the weekend. And I'm going to end the stream by showing you this video. So I apologize if you're going to tune off because you don't want to watch it again. But the protest that happened on Saturday, nobody knew what the power of it was going to be. Organized by the 1958, who I was in, and I am in contact with. I was in contact in the build up to it, and I'm in contact after. All right. But it's all behind the scenes. And just don't have to speak publicly about it. Although I just did. The movement was great. The protest was great. It was peaceful, but it sent out a very, very strong message. And I wasn't there. I wasn't able to go. But what can I do to try and help the movement? Because you know what I think about the Glazers. I know that they're the root of all of our problems at Manchester United. Until they leave, we can't possibly move forward. And actually, thank you very much for reminding me about that. That was exactly what I was going to bring up. Let me bring this story up before I do head to the video, because I was going to do it after it. But I'll do it before. It's something that we all knew, and it's something that concerned all of us, right? About the idea that we might be refurbing, redeveloping Old Trafford, building a new stadium. Like, that's all good and well, but who the hell's going to pay for it? Because we know what the Glazers do at Manchester United. They don't invest any of their own money. They leverage their own assets that they own elsewhere, and they force that debt on Manchester United. That's what they did before. They didn't have the money to buy United before, so they borrowed it from the bank. Bank loves it. The bank has made so much money. The bank are the real winners here. And the Glazers. The Glazers get their dividends. The bank has made an absolute killing off Manchester United being owned by the Glazers. So this idea that a shiny new stadium is going to solve our problems, no, it won't. And who's going to pay for it? I don't know. That scares me. It really, really scares me. But yeah, what I wanted to do here to end the video was to show you that video that I made. It's only a 3-minute short video. If you haven't watched it, I really would encourage you to watch it. I'll go nice and full screen here. As I said, I'm quite proud of these types of videos that I do, and I think this is a good one. So enjoy this.
The Glazers have no place in Manchester anymore.
This group called the 1958 have organised this presentation, protest at the club's ownership. Probably 7,000 or 8,000 United fans marched through with flares, with banners, chanting, "We want our club back." I tried to speak to one or two, but the level of hostility among those fans, it was pretty steep. And then the gist is from the club, they say that their club is now rotten from the top down, pretty bare, and that has led to fans to say they want change, that the club is stagnant, it's being allowed to drift, and that they would like change. So very shortly the game will kick off here at Old Trafford, and a great majority, or a big number of those United fans will remain outside at Old Trafford, they say, until the 70th. We want Blazer out! We want Blazer out! We want Blazer out! We want Blazer out! We want Blazer out!
When they get here, they won't be going straight into the game against Norwich City for a 3 o'clock kickoff. They're going to wait till 3:17. That's 17 minutes past kickoff. 1 minute for every year the Glazer family have been in charge.
Just want to watch the world burn.
That's been taken out of the club. They're frustrated with that. The dividends taken by directors was at 1.1 billion. He said, you've United fans up. United fans travelling their thousands, spending money they haven't got. So all that goes into the mix. So it's certainly no quick fix. And I think United fans aren't finished with this.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with how that came out. I think probably the two videos I'm most proud of that I've done on the channel were the two videos that I've made post protest after the European Super League, when United fans managed to get an Old Trafford and got the Liverpool game cancelled on that one there. I feel like they're videos that might be able to make a little bit of difference, because what the protests have done previously, and this is why I feel it might be a little bit different with this one. The protests before 2005, 10, 2021 as well, they were big protests, huge protests, which only happened once, and then the story changed. As I said, spoken to the guys in 1958. This protest has happened, it's done. The next one's already being planned. What hasn't worked before was one big protest every year, every 2 years, every 3 years or 4 years. That clearly hasn't made enough of a difference. What I think might happen now is 10 smaller protests regularly, so that the conversation stays towards the top of the conversation, if you want to call it that. And maybe 10 smaller ones, because that wasn't small, it's huge. But 10 smaller protests more regularly might be able to make more of a difference than one big protest where the conversation goes away. I'll leave. I'm not going to say when any new protest has been announced yet. That's not for me to say, as I said, but more are planned. So thank you very much for tuning in this morning. I really I feel like the channel's in a really good place at the moment. I feel the community is really going well. I like, I don't know. It's just, I've got a good feeling about it. I'm happy with the videos that we're doing. I'm happy with the content that's getting put out. No clickbait, no poisonous content. That's not what I'm trying to do. But look, I enjoyed that this morning, as I always do. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully, we'll be back here at some point this week with an Erik Ten Hag announcement video, because that's exactly what I want. It's what you want. But I will do a predicted video, a predicted 11 for the game against Liverpool tomorrow, because I'll be honest, I've got absolutely no idea who's going to start in midfield, but definitely not Bruno and Pogba. That's for sure. But look, thank you very much, everyone. Have a cracking day. Enjoy your bank holiday if you're in the UK. Is it sunny out there? Don't know. Got a curtain closed. But anyway, take it easy, everyone. And thank you all very much for joining in, and drop a like on the video if you would.